vlog number 4. Vlog number 4. August 19th, 2020. Okay, I want to go ahead and talk about Corona again. Let's just make... I can't wait till this crap's over. I cannot wait. And I wasn't really going to talk about it too much anymore, but my mom said something yesterday that I hadn't thought of before, so I figured I'd share it. And it's about how hard a lot of these COVID restrictions are it's gonna essentially backfire. Because, let's face it, we're all grown adults, and if there's one thing that is a trademark of a good amount of adults, is that they don't like being told what to do constantly. Now think about it. We're being told how many people we can have in our house. We're being told what to wear. We're being told essentially what we can or cannot do all the time because the virus. The virus that is probably at the same level as at least the flu in terms of how severe it affects a person and the death rate. Which, let's face it, when people are going to start putting 2 and 2 together, when they see that states that had essentially no restrictions at all are flatlining, they're not getting worse, people aren't going out licking their grandmas trying to get them sick, things in those states are essentially fine. But these states where the restrictions are getting tighter and tighter and tighter, we're seeing that people are getting sick of it, so they're essentially going out and rebelling. And it's actually causing things to get worse in those states. I'm telling you guys, we're going to see a massive, massive backfire over this. And I think part of that backfire is going to be just how much moral grandstanding there is over wearing a mask at this point. Like, yeah, call me what you want for the fact that I use Tumblr, but every single time I go on there, it's like, see these posts where, let's just, one example, like this post, I'm not even going to call it a meme, because the left cannot meme, not very well, typically, but it's like, Mommy, why isn't that person wearing a mask? And then, basically the parent lecturing the kid on how they should wear it, or, I don't know how to describe it. It's like being so judgmental, incredibly judgmental over people that don't wear masks. And it's pretty funny considering that Tumblr is so anti-ableist, people that can do things and kind of look down on people that can't because they have disabilities. So when they see someone that's not wearing a mask, they don't know right away if they got any kind of problems that might prevent them from wearing a mask. Me, for example, I get highly claustrophobic, and I'm also very hypersensitive. So that means having to wear a mask is, well, it's something I can obviously do. I don't really have any lung problems, but it is something that, again, it backfires because I'm constantly messing with it. I'm constantly pulling it down so I can get a breath, like an actual breath, so I can not panic because there's something on my face, it's closing me in, walls are starting to close in, I'm just very claustrophobic. I'm just born that way. It's just how I am. I don't like things touching me. I don't like things that are touching me. I don't even like face paint. Like, if I put face paint on, I want to be scratching that stuff off. Like, I can't stand it. I just don't like it. So, and again, let's get back to my main point. I need to start writing these things. I'm constantly losing my train of thought. Guess I'm a little bit tired. I just want to be real, though. But Yeah, so they're seeing these people, they don't know whether or not they have a disability, and yet they're judging them for not wearing a mask. That just seems very, very ableist to me and very hypocritical. Like the judgmentality of these people makes me wonder how much they actually care about getting grandma sick, or how much they just love this ability of getting the moral grandstand, getting to act like they're better than other people. I mean, it's something we see already. I mean, why do we think racial tensions are so high right now? It's not because people are actually racist. It's because we have all these little liberal kids at these liberal universities constantly want to complain about stuff that they're seeing, trying to call every single thing racist. They've even calling milk racist because whatever reasons. I can kind of actually understand the veganism aspect of it, but calling it racist is like it's ridiculous. It's like everything's racist, everything's sexist, and they're not doing that. They're not saying things like that because they care. They're not calling stuff that isn't homophobic because they care. They're doing it because they want attention, essentially. I mean, that's why we're seeing people get canceled every other week. I mean, that's why we got people saying, oh, these people that are choosing to come together at a party, they all know what's going on with COVID. They don't care. I mean, they're grown adults, old enough to make their own choices. And yet we have these people that are like, oh, you're such a terrible person for that. So this is another thing that really ticks me off. Because you don't want to do anything. They always straw man. Take it to the other extreme. You dare question the validity of restrictions or methods they use to deal with COVID, and they say, oh, you want to get grandma sick, you want to go cough and lick on people. It's like, no, that's disgusting. But they have to straw man in order to win their argument, or else they have to admit they're the ones that are perhaps being a bit unreasonable. So, yeah. Sorry, this sounds a little different. I'm recording this in 2 parts, and I don't really remember where I left off. But, yeah, I think I made my point about the moral grandstanding so many people are doing right now over COVID and the restrictions. And today I was trying to wear a mask in the store, and I felt like I was breathing in these fibers, and I was getting claustrophobic. My face was starting to burn, and started getting a headache. Eventually, I decided to say, screw it. I'm taking it off. They want to make me put it back on. That'd be fine. I'm not gonna stand there and fight with the workers. Oh, they have it hard enough, but I just couldn't wear it. It had too many side effects. But I just wanted to make one more point today, and hopefully I can kind of merge it with talking about COVID. But oddly enough, I just want to go ahead and talk about the Mandela effect, because I think it's something that's going to be very important as we continue throughout this decade. What do I mean? Well, remember this whole thing that happened with Epstein? How the media is trying to cover it up? Well, what if soon it becomes something akin to what we consider the Mandela effect now, where some people are going to remember it one way and some another way because it's what the media is perpetuating? I believe to a certain degree this is what the Mandela effect is. You might think of it as people having false memories, In many cases it is, especially with logos and stuff. But I also think it's actually a conflict between what some people remember actually happening and what the media perpetuates. And this is going to be something that continues throughout this decade. And I wouldn't doubt if Epstein or even certain things connected to the COVID crisis are going to be considered Mandela effects. Especially when we remember just a while ago, just a few months ago, media was against the masks. It was actually common people wanting the masks more. And I get it. Science always evolves, minds can change. But I think it's crazy how much media opinion has shifted so much over this entire crisis. And I do think we're going to see the Mandela effect come into play. Now, I don't know about alternate universes and weird time stuff. Not completely open to it. I'm very interested in it. I'm just not sure what my beliefs are when it comes to weird quantum things, magic. I'm not sure what my beliefs are, to be honest. I find it all very confusing. But yeah, I think it has more to do with it's just grand scale gaslighting is what the media is doing at this point. But yeah, I've said that like 1,000 times. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. To the 10 people watching this video, maybe give me ideas for things I can talk about in the future, so that I don't run out of things to do. I like doing these vlogs. I think it's good stress relief, because current events are just crazy. Not to drive a person crazy seeing so much crazy things happen, even if there's nothing particularly bad in their personal life. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Stay safe out there, everyone, and goodbye.